So for those of us who had our heart broken, have we ever repaired one with a friend?
You get back to a place of you at some point you get over the hurt, right? The ex-boyfriend, after a while, you know, you can still see him on the street and say, "Well, man, you're good." All right, cool.
But never
reinstated
the previous position.
No.
It's breeze. Once it breeze past, it can't come back.
Look here. Once you come out of VIP and you walk out, the chair and the spot and the tile and everything where you did occupy is removed.
Everything is
Because here what, even if you allow somebody else back in VIP, you know, you don't want them to back in that space there, you know. Because that space is forever tainted.
Yes.
Interesting.
That space is forever tainted. So they have to come in and create and occupy a new space that's carved out uniquely for them.
So here what? I have repaired. So I have repaired with somebody who broke my heart, and I have also broken in a friendship. And it's literally, and the friendships are better than it was before. Because through the breakup and the pain, we were forced to ask each other some serious questions around, one, what was my contribution? What did I do to contribute to this? Number one. Number two, is that person worth it to start over?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we both said yes. And we started over. And the friendship is stronger now than it was before. And I think it's because when I look back, how can I say it? They love me. They love me. And I love that person. And I'm choosing to love that person. It's not based on a feeling. And we are both committed to this thing called friendship. And it was in a far better place than what it was before. That has been my experience. But you notice that both of us have to say yes.
Yeah, and it takes a level of maturity.
Oh my God, it takes a level of maturity.
It takes a level of maturity on both sides. But here's the thing, right? You know, to a lot of us, we're willing to do that work for a romantic partner, but not for friendships. Yes, we're willing to put in that work to maintain romance, but not friendships. And that thought hit my mind just now as you said that, because to this point, even though I am over the hurt, I've never even asked myself the question of, do I even value this friend or this relationship enough at this point to work at it? And maybe the answer would have been no. But I never asked the question.
Didn't even think of it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So let's talk about friendship. And is there some type of, this is a great follow through, as I said, about the broken one. But even for the ones who don't get broken and you don't force that contract conversation and that don't force that I choose you conversation blatantly. But is there an agreement and a contract in a friendship? Is there an exchange of an agreement that this is it? You're my person and you're in. Or is it unspoken?
There is, but it's absolutely unspoken. It is absolutely unspoken.
Is that a problem when it's unspoken?
It is. Because that's when we have the misunderstandings.
Because you didn't communicate expectations.
Because we never communicate expectations. And we never tell you the line within which you have to cross for the trust to be breached, because some people are more attentive than others.
Do you have contract or is it unspoken for you? Yes?
We are friends.
Woo! Lord, how about you?
I think that is unspoken. We are friends.
It's unspoken for you. And it's unspoken verbally.
Yes.
Okay. But you have other ways to demonstrate that you're my person. And when you're not happy with something, you show that I am not happy with how you did so and so.
Yep.
Is it spoken for you or unspoken?
Some are unspoken.
Some are unspoken.
Yes,
And some are spoken.
but some are spoken.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, it's definitely spoken. Because normally I have to tell people that this is what Nakia comes with. Are you okay? So mine is spoken. As time passes by, do we expect different things from friends? Do we expect more
Yes.
over time?
Yes, ma'am. Because if I did the $5 yesterday, we carry the $10 tomorrow, and next day we carry the $25. As time goes by and we establish trust,
You get
more comes with it.
More comes, but do you expect more from the person too?
Yeah.
So you give more and you expect more.
Yeah, but the thing is, me not tell us that I expect more, but just expect you for the most.
Yes,
And I give more.
That is where
You
the
think
problem
you need
comes in.
more. That's why, come here, you are friend.
But that is true. You give and expect, and then when they don't, then you're disappointed. But you're disappointed within. It's like you don't tell them, but it's like you silently withdraw them because you're saying, I'm giving. Yes, you silently withdraw because you're saying, I'm the only person giving.
You tell me, if me,
Hey, girl.
if expectation of me, but also mom.
We're afraid.
If me I do this, you need to do this. Come on, step up, step up. Yeah, but I'm
Yeah. For me, it's silent. I'll do and I'll do the 100% with my heart. And when you don't, then I shut down. And yeah, I close.
Words is the last one.
Gradually.
Oh,
Is yours spoken or unspoken?
that's unspoken.
It's unspoken.
I don't.
You want more, you expect more over time?
That's the thing. I don't.
You don't expect more over time?
No.
Why is that?
But I get more.
You give more?
I give more.
But
and
you
I
don't
get
expect
more,
it.
But I don't expect it. However, I think I would agree with Lloyd though, where if I don't get it, then I would probably not shut down, but I would question the value again.
I have a perspective for her though. Because of who she is and the amount of people she have around her.
She have a lot of input.
She have a lot of right. So if you lacking today,
She have a
it's
lot of
okay because she have 35 over here, right? And by she can't see the deficit in somebody else.
Because your circle is not small.
No, she have multiple small circles.
But so here is they're picking on you. But there's many views, right? There's many views out there. So we want to represent different views. But it's true though.
It is
because
true.
you have so much things coming in the
A
flow.
lot of deposits.
A lot of deposits.
I do.
You don't feel the
The
negative.
energy stream is
You
when
withdraw.
somebody don't drop the ball,
Yeah, the
you don't
withdrawal.
feel it. When we have like 4 streams that come in,
I was just about to say, but who's to say that her model is not the right one?
I'm not judging.
Right? Because
I'm not
to some extent, right? You have your four circles, and if your four streams, and your 4 stream, life happens outside of you, right? And if your 4 stream just don't have it to give, right? You're feeling you're in a
Alone.
place of lack. You're in a place of loss. But for her, she's so overwhelmed because of everything that she pours out to so many people. You're very seldom in a place of lack,
Yeah,
essentially,
yeah.
right? Because when 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of your streams are low, you have so many other streams that's pouring in. So for you, you will always have that energy that you receive to give to the people who are lacking.
Wow.
Your flow is like
Crazy, mama.
Yeah. So because you
You're
need
like a
energy to
fountain.
give, you know, you need energy
You
to give. And there may be a time when Nakia needs energy to be poured in. Right? And she's getting that energy from you, but you're essentially getting that energy from Sassalee or from Georgia or somebody else. But for us, if we're not happy, we can't get to you. Because the circles right?
Oh my God!
Yes, look what we have. If we're
But
not
I
one
want
basket, we're empty.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, if someone was to break up a friendship with you, how would you want them to do it? If it's coming to it's coming to Think about it. If it's coming to an end, or there is a suspect of an end, and it's coming to a close, how would you want them to do it with you? We're gonna talk about how we know when it's time. Well, first of all, I want to know, how would you want them to do it with you? Is there a way how to do it?
No.
Yes. That's like asking how you want to die.
I can tell you how I want to die too.
No,
I won't. But I'm just saying, I would like to be told. I would like to be told respectfully that it's ending, so I don't have any expectation, anything that it hasn't ended. I would like to know that it has ended, and I would like you to tell me why.
I like that. I'm gonna copy that.
And then when I know that it has ended, and when I know the whys, I can respect your decision, and I can move on quite happily. If it was something that I did that I truly didn't mean to do, I would try to explain it. I will try to fix it. But if it's not fixable on their part, and they still want to end it, I will tuck my tail between my legs and I will walk away.
From the friend?
The friend don't want to be my friend no more.
Okay. How would you want them to break up with you? That's what I said. If they were gonna do it and it's gonna be dissolved, how would you want that friendship to be dissolved?
I think I agree with Sassalee though.
Tell me. Because we don't want to sit on a guess.
Yeah.
It drives you nuts.
Yeah.
Tell me. We done. This is why we done.
Yeah.
And we can't live my life.
In person, phone call?
No,
Anyway.
the medium.
Text is fine?
Anything. Yeah. It's
No,
text
not good. Conversation.
Well, you know what?
Conversation.
Right. Conversation is better.
Mm-hmm.
But text is okay because I'm
So
a
I'll
very,
stop that, not
yeah, and I'm a very good, I can express myself a lot better through words.
written word.
Written words, because I have time to think about what I want to say and I can present it to you nicely. I don't know about how they're going to give it to me through text, but I know that I'm very good at expressing myself through words versus talking, because then I get flustered and I'll forget that I needed to say this and blah, blah, blah. But if I'm writing it to you,
You have time?
I have time to think and write and say what it is that I need to say.
So I was gonna say no, but then I heard your response and I'm on board 100%.
You're like what she said?
Yes, I would want to know. So I could move on to that closure.
That's the word I was trying
Yeah.
to say. See, that's why I prefer to write. Closure. What closure is very important.
Yes.
If you have it,
You're not wondering.
you can move on. You can keep it moving.
Anything different or same?
Same.
Same.
Except I don't like the texting part.
Okay.
Well, it
I
doesn't
want
have to be
verbal.
texting.
No, she told you why she said text, because she has the time to think about it. But you like a conversation.
I like a conversation.
Conversation
is better. And but I don't.
So you want to try to fix it?
Well, I'll try to fix it too.
Yes, you will try to fix
Conversation
it.
is better, but it.
But then,
writing
so
is
that
not-
nothing
not-
is misconstrued. For me, when it's a text,
Things can get misconstrued.
I can misunderstand or interpret it wrong, and you can interpret what I'm trying to say wrong as well. When I'm hearing the conversation, when we're talking, then I'm hearing your tone, your body language, and we can have a civil conversation. And then if the conversation didn't go well, then at least I know where we stand. We tried.
Makes sense too.
Makes
Yeah.
sense?
Mhm.
So when do you know it's time for you to dissolve a friendship and not fight? And not fight.
Not
You just
right.
let it go?
As for me, like I said, with the whole my few people.
Or not fight anymore.
So okay, if we're talking about the friends
True
of
people.
the core people,
Core.
when do I know it's time to end it? The only time I would possibly end that friendship with my core people is, like she said, when a trust has been broken. Like a trust where you can't believe they're not do that to you. From now until tomorrow, no care how hard you try, you can't believe that trust was broken. That's the only time when I even consider ending my core people friendship.
It has to be breach of trust.
It has to be.
Anything different?
No.
Yeah. I think with breach of trust though, that there has been a breach of trust, and then to add on to that your situation where there was a second attempt to repair or to foster a friendship. And
was
then
it breach of trust?
no, I'm not saying it
Oh,
was.
okay.
I'm just saying like if there was a breach of trust, but then you made an attempt and repair, and you're at the second round of the friendship, and then there is a subsequent breach, right? To me, I've demonstrated work enough where I will probably let it go. If the offense was similar and the offender was, like, I won't even point fingers. Like at some point, it just probably becomes too painful. You know, someone will write. I will read the book How My Divorce Repaired My Marriage, but I won't read How My Divorce Repaired My Marriage twice. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not gonna read that book. Twice. I get twice.
Mm-hmm. You only get to hurt me once.
Right.
That way.
And it goes back to that devastation, you know, where
also, you said, how do you know when that time is come to end your friendship? It also would have to do with growth too, because sometimes you just grow and you grow.
You outgrow.
You just grow and you grow and you are becoming this person, and the person that was your person just don't seem to want, or not necessarily want to, they just haven't gotten there yet. But then again, would you end a friendship for that, really?
Yeah.
Or would you just put it on hold till they catch up? Or you just end it?
Because if they're your people, you will have to understand that everyone is not going to grow at your same rate or at your pace, you know? So at the end of the day, I don't know for you, but I wouldn't end a friendship because of that.
I think
it is, for me, it would have to be a breach of trust.
Yeah.
But the thing is now, it's conflicting because I also believe in forgiveness. In terms of...
The forgiveness can exist, but it doesn't mean that the friendship has to be reestablished.
For
me.
Okay.
Like I said, it's complicated.
It is.
Lord, come in.
Yeah, I'm just waiting on you guys. So for me, it's a lot.
Big words, right?
Number one is trust. I agree with all of you on the trust. Also, if you're given so much and it's like it's one-sided, that's another key reason to add to it. Also, if you're elevating and the other person is just like pulling you back, and I'm going to use this term because I learned it from T.D. Jakes. If you're an eagle, you can't eat with chickens. Eagles fly. Chickens eat off the ground. See what I'm saying, people?
And everybody will come with you, can go with you.
So there, yes, you have to know when to let go. But at the same time, it's not like you're gonna say you can't be my friend anymore. You have to get that. You have to get that from the person to know that I am not coming with you. So therefore, I'm just gonna fly. I love you, but I gotta let you go.
And sometimes it's not that the friendship itself gets dissolved, you know. Sometimes people just get demotion. Sometimes you have to move from VIP to third row. No, real something. Because sometimes the understanding is just not 100% not there anymore.
Exactly.
And it just depends on where you were at some point in life, and we all go through phases. So, you know, if I was in a phase that was semi-destructive for me, and I'm trying to get to another place in my life, but then there are certain triggers for that behavior. It's not that you don't love the person anymore, but at some point, right, you're at an impasse where I have to choose me.
Yes.
I have to choose me. So therefore, I have to move you from my inner circle and put you in row 3, where we still have some relationship, but my ego space, I can't have you there
weighing you down,
to weighing me down, right? And also it can be a shift in their situation that allows them, that makes your inner circle no longer a good place for them, because something that's happening in their life they can no longer fit in your core group and at some point need to take a step back so that they can choose themselves and be themselves, and then at some point, in your example, come back to the VIP section.
That is true.
You have one last question left, and I'm gonna make sure give you time to think about it and to respond, and I'll edit the video accordingly. So you're gonna have people in your inner circle. This is only for people in your inner circle, right? And they all are different, right? You all are different. What is a trait? It doesn't have to be the most important trait, but what is a trait that they absolutely must have? Take your time to think about it. What is the trait that that person needs to have when they have their qualifications to get into that circle? What has to be there? Who wants to go first? Can go first.
My one.
It doesn't have to be the most important one.
It is the most
Oh,
important
you have
one
it
for me.
Yeah.
And because as soon as you said it, it's the one word that came to my mind and I cannot let it go. Authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
Authenticity. You have to be authentic in your bullshit. You have to be authentic in your rights. You have to be authentic about who you are. You have to be authentic about your intent. And you have to just be authentic and be real in every sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be authentic and say, well, I'm in a space right now where I'm in a challenging place because my life changed a bit over the past 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
But I can go about and act as if all is good. I have a new job and all is well. But really and truly, there are some things that I struggle with.
Mm-hmm.
And if I cannot look at my core people and say, yo, my ball and my drive and the car with you, right? And if I feel like I need to save face, and this is my core group, and I'm talking about Rosemary and about.
No,
I'm talking about my core group. If I cannot say to my core group that this is where I am and this is what is happening with me, and you do the same, then that's an issue for me.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
For me, okay, is reliable. That person needs to be reliable, or my core people needs to be reliable. And the reason why I choose reliable is because I know I have it. And you can't come in my circle and don't have that.
What does reliable mean? Because everybody can have a different meaning. So we know. So we clear.
And for me, reliable is me. You're there. You got me. I got you. You can depend on me. You can count on me. I need to do the same with you.
I see that. That's a deal breaker for you for sure.
Well, the first thing that came to mind that couldn't leave my mind when you said that was my core people have to be a good listener. That's the main thing for me, because if I'm going to come to you, I'm going to need you to listen. And in order for us to communicate and get to where we need to get to, you need to be a good listener. So my people got to be able to listen, and listening is it's something that you have to work on. You got to know what's listening and what's not listening.
What's hearing and what's listening.
Right, because most times when I'm talking, I do say what I mean, but sometimes it doesn't necessarily come out. But my person should be able to listen and see what I'm saying. And sometimes I don't even know that that's what needs to come out. But the fact that they can listen, hear it, and say, this is what I think is happening. And listening does not also mean give solution. Because it's not all the time when I come to you and say, hey, so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. I don't want a solution. I just want you to listen. And sometimes I just want to talk it out, because by me talking it out, I can also come up with the solution on my own. So my people gotta be listeners.
They can hear you even when you're not speaking.
Yeah, and they can hear what you didn't say.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
I like that.
So that was the main thing that jumped out at me. Good listening.
That's a good one.
One for you.
One for me.
One you can share.
Mine was, you have to be a positive person.
I can
You
see that
have
for you.
to be I'm allergic.
It's true, she's consistent
I
with that one.
am allergic to negative people. You cannot be in my space if you're negative.
That absolutely makes sense.
Yes, you have to be positive because I want to feel positive. You don't get me wrong, there are days when we all have our down days, right? But I want that positive energy around me constantly. And I try my best to be that positive person constantly as well.
Negativity drains your energy, and
Yes.
you need to give energy
There
because
you
that's
go.
what who you are in your space.
So you need the positive energy.
There you go. So for me, that's my number
That's your
That
one.
thing?
actually makes sense.
For me, when I look at the people that, oh my God, who has survived the wrongs and come up, first of all, there is over time. There's definitely a timeline there. Nobody can really get there in a month. Self-awareness. You have. Sorry, I need to stop knocking the door. Knocking this thing. Self-awareness. You have to own your shit. With me. I don't desire perfection, but please don't step to me pretending like you didn't do crap. Because if we can't even agree on the crap, then we can't get to another place. So everyone in that circle, we have to at least be self-aware with our strengths, our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities, our nuances, our pet peeves, all the little things that make two people can merge together. That self-awareness piece is crucial for me. And when we can't merge and become in one space and energy is when you don't even know you.
So how can you display understanding of me?
Oh, they can't understand you.
Right? Own it. Be aware or be on the journey of you.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're constantly evolving and we're learning and we're growing. But if I see you're a person that look in the mirror and own your crap and say, I'm working on this. I messed up, but I'm working on this. And I actually see you trying to do better because I'm over here trying to be my best me. If you're in my circle, you gotta be working on being your best. What?
Living my best life.
Stick to your day jobs. So that, along with all the words that you guys use, for sure, I share them, and I'm practicing the listening one. I'm not fixing because I go straight into a PowerPoint presentation to fix your crap. But you see that I can sometimes catch myself and be like, it's not about me. Sorry, my bad. Back to you. But the self-awareness for me is you need to own your crap. That is it for me. So how was it like doing this episode?
I liked it.
You liked it?
Another one.
It was awesome.
It was refreshing.
It was.
What's the next topic? Let's get ready.
There's so many other topics, but we are gonna have more.
Yes, it was awesome. Refreshing and nice.
It's got me thinking. I think I'm a better person coming out of this conversation. Trust me.
So this is where catch up kind of grows up and transitions into us having these critical conversations. And as you can see, we are not giving you solutions. That is not the purpose. That is not the purpose. That is not the purpose or the intent. The intent, and guys, you're gonna hear me use this word because there's so much power in intentions. The intent of these series is to totally destroy the lie that we are alone in our experiences. We are not alone. We are not alone. What we share and the walk that we're walking, we share them. There is different spectrums, different shades, the different colors of the rainbow and all these things of that same experience, but it is shared. It is shared and there's overlaps in so many ways. And so today we just tackled friendship.
Yeah, we did.
Right? Something that we all relate to. And as you can see,
Different views.
Different views, different opinions, different experiences, but there's so many other overlapping. We had more in common that we could say yeah. And even when we could say no in the beginning, and then somebody opened their mouth and you're like, okay, I can see that, right? So this is the intent of this space that we, and when I say we here and there, are co-creating, where we can share these stories for real. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you guys for being brave.
Thanks for
in my
having
studio, in my basement. And thanks for Hubby for setting up. Even though we had everything with the microphones connected and forgot to connect the microphones. So hopefully the volume wasn't too bad when this airs on YouTube. But guys, we didn't want to have perfection delay progress. And so we're gonna continue. And have a fantastic day. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
That's it. Whoop, whoop. Oh, camera still around? Whoop, whoop.